The sad part, another party unsafe fired in the wrong direction and shot her in the face.
Being disappointed.
Yeah, it's like it's too soon. It's too soon to add words.
Proud of you, but also kind of lost to you learn a little bit.
Don't ever follow what Casey's giving to you. You always doubt it. Always doubt it. No. It's a
That's
good.
ratchet.
That's ratchet. That's
Wait,
gonna be
what's
a
that mean?
struggle. This is it. This is happening. We are alive, and a new season is here. We have a new setting, new template. Oh man, we're so excited. Old people. But welcome to the most exuberant,
Fribble,
sensational,
unhingedly profound
one adjective
podcast. My name is AJ.
Wakka,
Jay.
Ace.
welcome.
Yes, dude. We are we've been waiting for this moment.
It finally
It's finally happening. My gosh, dude! I cannot believe this is. We're here.
And
We're
I
here right
want
now,
more.
and we
I didn't
are
cry, I
we
swear,
are
guys.
alive. Jesus didn't come back. and it's happening.
Right.
We got to see the moment where season 2 happens, and it did not disappoint. It did not disappoint.
No.
Oh my god.
Season 2 episode season Descendants
Season 2.
chapter 13. So it's season 2 episode 1. It did not disappoint. It was
good.
amazing.
Very good.
It was brilliant.
And I just want more.
It's like
I just want more.
it's like when you're at work or you're somewhere and you had the itch and you can't itch it because you're in public. Then when you get home, you just itch it away. It's like the satisfaction that it's happening right now.
Nope, never had that.
Sounds like a you problem.
You
Man.
know, all I can think of is
Seems like you need to be more comfortable where you work. Just saying.
all I can think of is like I'm not gonna say it. Okay. Anyway, all right. Episode 13, season 2.
Yes.
What do we think?
I mean, it was kind of a filler episode.
Yeah.
There was a lot of information, but it was kind of just setting the scene for what we're going to get into. It was really good. It did confirm some of the things that we talked about
Yeah.
in the last episode.
I'm gonna say it's not a filler episode, but it's an intro episode.
It's a builder episode.
That's probably
Yeah.
a more accurate way to say it.
Right.
Like there wasn't a lot of action or stuff going on, but it was just a lot. Like I said, a lot of information setting the foundation for the
Yes.
Right.
for the rest of the season.
Well, I mean,
so
after everything that happened in chapter 12, like everything's gonna seem so slow after that.
true.
Yeah.
Especially because like Scout's Honor, like
Yeah.
the last thing that we went through, it was most of it was just go.
Right.
That's true.
But I mean, episode 12 was crazy.
Yeah. After I
Yeah.
caught up to
Crazy.
the whole story and
Yeah.
got to this episode, I was like, oh, wow.
Prim fell apart.
I made sure
Yeah.
I made sure to re-listen to it literally right before going into 13. Like I re-listened to all of Descendants, but I was like, I went from 12 to 13. Like I didn't wait.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yep. Same here.
So yeah, let's dive in to this episode. I think, man, it was funny. Like I told Wakka this when I first listened to this. This is like one of my favorite episodes so far because I mean it's the first episode of season 2. But
Favorite episode of season 2.
Coma is hilarious.
Yeah.
In this
Oh
episode.
my god.
She's
Right.
like the VIP of this episode. She was hilarious.
She's still in her little,
Paralyzed
Dude.
state.
yeah.
This episode, every episode that comes out, like it reaffirms more and more my favorite couple in the entire
Yes.
series is
Yes.
Alex and Doug.
Alex and
Yes.
Wyatt, yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Alex
gosh,
and
I
Doug.
love them every time
So-
more and more.
I kind of struggle with something though, is that she's learning more words
Yes.
and more words, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I kind of loved her just being able to say dot,
Dot.
and because she was so talented at saying it in such a way that we knew what she was saying just by saying dot.
Yeah.
And that was such a cool aspect to her. Like the fact that she keeps adding words, I'm kind of like being disappointed
Yeah,
in
it's
her.
like it's too soon. It's too soon to
Like,
add words.
proud of you, but also kind of lost to you learn a little
Yeah.
bit. Like
Quit talking.
For me, it's like it's almost growing her character more, not because she's talking necessarily, but because she's finally has it's almost like she finally has a reason to talk. The whole time she hasn't had a reason to talk because it's just been her. She's been on her own. Now she's got Alex, who's like, she's realizing how like stressed and like pressured he is because all she can say is Dot. And she obviously is developing some feelers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They were settling up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're trying to share some body heat? Right.
Let me move some stuff on my body. Okay. All right. Let's.
It's just such a good dynamic.
It is.
I'm enjoying that because it's also opening up that doorway to us learning about her past.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that's something we've all talked about. We're all super excited to see or hear more about that. Hopefully, it goes into it more. But
Yeah.
Run! Get everyone over the ridge! Take shelter behind the rocks!
These people can't keep going. We've been on our feet all day.
Grant, we have to get up this hill or we're sitting ducks. Rest after.
Will we even be able to?
That's our best possible position for cover. One last push and we're almost there.
Dot!
I got you. Dot, help me carry her. It's not too bad. Small laceration on the leg. Get her on the truck with the other injured.
Dot!
Yeah, I know, it's full.
Grant!
Coming.
All right. So we started the podcast, the episode with the group of Alex, Dot, and Grant. They're getting shot by the animals. And in this first scene, like 3 minutes in, we can hear Alex thrive in here, knowing the type of shot, the type of injury that the person occur or happen, and things like that. Like it's just a laceration, and like all the training that he had before, it showed up. I mean, it showed up before, but it's like this is when it blooms. Like, okay, now we know for sure that he's not just a kid who complains a lot.
Right.
He knows something. You know what I mean?
the training comes out.
Right,
Yeah, exactly.
right. I actually thought, what if, and I know they said the majority of the people that's in here were the slaves, right? Because they freed the slaves. How likely do you think that some people from Prim, like the Watchers and the guests, were part of this exodus?
Like they
Like
infiltrated, or they left with them trying
they
to
left
escape?
with them because it's like the Prim is falling apart. Do you think this is like 100% all slaves with Grant, with Dot, Alex, and Gloria?
I think so. I think it's 100% slaves.
Yeah.
I do as well. Like, if I couldn't see more than like 3 if that was the case.
Yeah.
Because everyone that, like, all the animals are so hyper loyal to the board that it's like, it's really hard to imagine anybody. Like, you go back into looking at the family and like all the prisoners and stuff like that. Like, the prisoners, it didn't matter how bad their situation was, they still stayed.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They just had, the family had that type of hyper loyalty, like that high end charisma to just lure people in and be like, you're on my side, I'll take care of you. It's gonna suck if you do something wrong. It's really gonna suck. But if you're on my good side, I'm gonna take care of you, and we're gonna, like, you'll be king of the world, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we heard a lot of that later on with Will. And so while Grant is not being helpful, because being negative and talking about these people are not gonna survive, this is gonna be terrible, we don't know what to do, and but at the same time he's being realistic because these people are tired and it's been a long day and they were slaves too.
Well, he is also letting them know what kind of equipment the boar has.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
he does have knowledge.
Yeah.
Which is surprising too, because he hasn't been there in a while.
Right.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, you could say like maybe a week or a week and a half.
And he got caught up with things.
Yeah, and he got all that information. And then Alex is pushing them to get up and fight. Because they have to do it. Now, I know we talked about this before in season 1, and how the buildup of Alex from being who he was in the very first episode, where we all hated him, including Nick. It's like, yeah, that guy is a jackwagon. Like, I do not like that guy.
Right.
To who he is right now. You know what I mean? Like there's something definitely changed. It's funny though, because this episode, and like the latter part of season 1, of course. But in this episode, every single one of characters that we know, except for Dot. Well, Dot too, because now she knows a lot of words. Every single one of those characters like change big time,
drastically. You know what I mean? You have Vincent, of course. We know Vincent, that he's a traitor. You got.
I'd say he's the only one that didn't change, but that's because, like Jeremy or Oliver, like he always was the same character. He was just always having to play that role.
Yeah, I'm talking about like in our point of view. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like maybe for him, he didn't change. It's just, but in our point of view, the way we listen to it chronologically, it's just we can tell like, oh man, that definitely changed. You have
everything's different.
Yeah, you have Nick. The change from Lisa to Vera.
Right? Great.
Bro, in 6 hours.
Well, I mean, he was friends with Vera though, still wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were
He's
best
known
friends
Vera
from
since
basically
they were
from birth,
kids.
like-
He may not. He hasn't really stated that he's in love with Vera or anything.
Sure.
He still states how much he loved Lisa.
We talked about that in one episode in
He
Discovery.
does. He actually does
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
confess to her too, like almost right after.
I mean, he was a
that was
player.
a salty point for us.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
And then you have Nakoma, the big change that happened to her, to change of heart. Now I'm telling you, I'm helping you guys. I'm here now. And of course Will, from being addicted to Stardust to, with
He's
Robo.
still addicted, but
Well, he's
just
that
withdrawal.
change of withdrawal.
Being like almost the addicted slave. Now he's like, he is a coping and like detoxing free man.
Right.
yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
like literal exact opposite.
Yeah, we've seen all those changes with them. Now, as they struggle shooting the animals and seems hopeless, here comes the Hulk.
Or you could just aim for the drivers.
Todd.
Glad you brought Gloria. Don't know what we'd do without you.
She does have better equipment.
Still a hell of a shot.
That's nothing.
Well, it's definitely working.
They're turning around.
Good timing. I'm out of rounds.
No, Gloria. Gloria showed up and said, or
Good thing.
just aim for the drivers.
Yeah, she came in hot and like,
Yeah.
her accuracy is phenomenal, man.
Remember,
She's had a lot of time.
remember season 1 when we talked about who are we excited to like see and meet, right?
Yeah.
One of them is Gloria and Boar, right? And Gloria asked asked about Boar.
Yeah.
But now we talked about this too, Gloria and Bert. That whole interaction is gonna be
Awesome.
crazy
Oh, when they meet,
when
Yeah.
they meet. You know what I mean?
that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Because, Bert is a movie.
like-
I was gonna say he's a movie fanatic. So
Yeah.
he's gonna
Yeah.
know her.
He's gonna know every single one of our movies.
He's
Like,
probably in love with her. Let's be honest.
Yeah, but I kind of see them competing, accuracy competing, because it's Gloria's accuracy is
Oh, that's gonna be their
Yes.
first date
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like, whoa.
No, as they one shot and they are impressed. Very first shot, Grant said, "Well, I'm glad you brought Gloria."
Yeah, man.
She took 4 shots and ran out of rounds. Now, I dug deep into this character, the Gloria character, because I'm trying to look for some information, and I found out. Speaking of shooting, right? Not so fun fact. February 7th, when we 2025, when we shot this podcast, or before we shot this podcast, the voice actor of Gloria, Christy Carlson Romano, took her husband to shoot clay pigeons. The sad part, another party unsafe fired in the wrong direction and shot her in the face. But good thing it wasn't like a lethal gun. But she was rushed to the hospital and was hit in 5 places. She almost died.
Oh wow.
One fragment got lodged behind her eye and is needing surgery.
Is that current?
Yeah, current. Just
Well,
last
that-
February 7th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a year ago.
And this is very tragic, absolutely.
Wait, he said a year ago. You say
No, 2025.
Oh, as in like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh dang.
Yeah, a few weeks ago. This is very tragic, absolutely. And Gloria would have shot her back for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah,
I knew something
Big
was
facts.
coming.
I know. Dude, did you know that Gloria was Kim Possible?
Wait, she was?
She's
Really?
voice of Kim Possible.
Huh.
Yes.
I couldn't tell.
She's the voice of Kim Possible, and Ace and Wakka will love this. She voiced Yuffie Kisaragi in Final Fantasy VII,
Oh, wait. The remake
7?
or the?
the remake. Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
and
done the
also,
remake.
and also,
oh my god, it's been driving me nuts.
and
why
also-
I knew the voice.
yeah, and also Kingdom Hearts.
No.
Yep, that's her.
Wow.
That was her. Her IMDb was long, but
Oh,
yeah,
you dug
dude,
deep.
I know. I
Oh,
did.
yeah, dude.
I look into it. It was crazy.
That's
Oh
crazy.
my-
Yep. She was Kim
gosh.
Possible, but imagine like Kim Possible voice, the glorious voice.
Yeah, I'm trying to. It's so different. It's black and white.
The 3 voices you just named are
Yeah.
three such different ends of the
Different, yeah.
spectrum.
Tell me
like,
about it. That's crazy.
Oh
I,
my God.
I found that
Yuffie's a freaking tweak.
That's how you
Holy
tell we
crap.
got talent right there.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
yeah. So you're welcome. Sorry. Okay, now Grant explained to them how the boar is desperate and would want her workforce back. Grant questioned if the Atlas is the best place for them. This interaction was crazy. Is a best place for them to go to. Gloria said that it is the only safest place, and they are only about halfway there. Grant said only halfway, and then he said these people might not make it. I said, Grant, it's halfway. Either way, they're not gonna make it. Whether they go to Atlas or go back, they're not gonna make it.
Right.
You're both halfway.
You're not gonna make it, or you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Choose a way.
Choose a way. Yeah. And then Gloria, this is when sort of like Gloria and Grant sass off, like they sass each other off. Gloria said, "You're lucky to have some place to go." Grant said,
Oh,
"Really?"
really?
The sass of Grant's like, "Dude, you don't have a hold in this." You know what I mean? Like Gloria could have been like, "I'm gone. Okay, I'm dipping. you guys,
Right.
screw you guys."
That's true.
And that's
Shoot,
not.
a week ago she would have.
Yeah, I know. And this changed too with Gloria. Remember Gold Rush?
Yeah, it's very, very different.
Very different.
Like from her beginning to the end of Gold Rush, she didn't even have that much change.
no, not
No.
at all. And I put it in my
Like
note.
she almost started to change a little bit, and then it immediately like all went back in complete opposite direction, completely undid everything, and then became more intense.
Right.
But then this, it's like, wait, you're a new character.
You'd think these people would be working harder to save themselves. I mean, come on.
Dot.
They've already been through so much already. You have no idea.
I'm risking my neck and giving up my home to all these people.
I know, I know. It's a lot for you too. But they're grateful. Everyone is just exhausted and stressed.
I'm sorry. I can't even remember a time when I had to deal with this many people. Been alone for so long.
Yeah, you can tell too that the death of Anita like definitely took a toll on her. You know what I mean? Like, no, this is
Oh
not.
my gosh, yeah.
I don't like this because this is I'm gonna try to save people now, because in the beginning of Gold Rush, when she saw those soldiers, like, why are they here? You know, nobody else
Right.
should know this place.
Well, she had plenty of time to think over. She had what, almost 20 years?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, she had what, 16? 16, I think?
I mean, the last calculation, someone said 17.
Or 18.
So, but
yeah, it's 18 because 15. They enter in the training at 15, right?
Yeah.
3 years, and then
17.
It's display setting.
and so yeah, like all that time, and it's not so much that she's like, oh, now I have to save people.
Yeah.
She was like, nope, I want nothing to do with people ever again. And then she met Alex, who is the closest thing to family she's got, and she's like, I will do anything I can to help him. And if that means saving
Right-click
a bunch of slaves, we're gonna save a bunch of slaves. Like,
I agree. This definitely the change of her definitely made a huge change.
Made her more human.
Yep. Now Gloria asked about Boar. Dot said bad.
Yeah. You know, when she said bad, that's the way how Jay thought about it, I was like, am I ready to have her add more vocabs? And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm glad she's growing, but
I will say I'm happy that it's mostly still just the one-liners.
yes.
And so it's not quite just like, now she's eloquent and speaking.
Right,
Or
right,
even,
right.
Like she's not
I
caveman
wasn't
speaking.
ready
It's
to
like, no,
leave
no, no,
Dot.
With a British
She's
accent.
still like it's still using all the same inflections of Dot.
Yes.
It's just actual words now.
Word?
So now it's the inflection of the
yeah.
You're right. She still does say an entire sentence in one word.
Yeah.
So
Is it? I shouldn't say this.
Say it.
you shouldn't say it.
Is it bad to think? What do you think she will say in bed?
Bro.
I again say you shouldn't have said it.
I regret encouraging you. I can't now. You're making me picture it. I don't want even to picture it.
If he questions it, then you definitely shouldn't have said it.
Fair enough.
That's all I can think of. It's like dot. Is it dot? I don't know. Okay. All right,
What's
I'm gonna
worse?
stop.
Nope, I'm gonna stop too.
Okay. Now they're taking the valley crossing through Colorado River. Alex complained right away. It's like, I don't think we're gonna make that. That's hard for these people.
Another river.
Clearing.
He just doesn't want to go
Yeah,
out
I
of
know.
water.
He said that water again. Now
Yeah.
you can hear Dot responding.
Since we're on foot, our best bet is to stay in the rocky terrain. See, this is Spirit Mountain, and the range continues all the way down to the Colorado River. And that's where we'll cross.
Wait, what? Through the water? Again?
No, shh.
Question: what do you think Dot said? Let me tell you what I think Dot said first, okay? I think when Alex said water again, and then Dot said, "Dude, seriously?" Because she heard him complain the whole time when they were.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true.
She's getting non-flashbacks from like the last 48 hours.
I am not tying a rope to me again.
right. Well, but I
sounds
can
accurate.
think Dot saying to I could think that Dot would say, "Oh, here we go again," you know, or Alex is gonna complain again, or looking at like making this face like Dot. Dot.
Dot.
This guy can swim. He's gonna die. But the inflection that she
It would be
did.
that moment when she fully speaks, please God, no.
Yeah, that's right. Alex suggested to blow the dam. Gloria said she doesn't have enough explosive for that, although she thought about Union Pass, the other side of river, and it has 2 rock formation. Okay, Ace, you weren't here in the last episode of the recap. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you my suggestion, and let me tell you what Jay said. I said this whole thing is Moses in Exodus when they're leaving Egypt, going to the Promised Land. Moses saved the slaves from Egypt because they're the workforce in Egypt. They crossed the desert. They crossed the Red Sea, and they went to the Promised Land. Now let's go back to Descendants. Gloria as Moses, or you could say Alex as Moses. No, at this point it will be Gloria. Save the people, the workforce from Prim. Cross the desert
my God.
and cross the river to blow up 2 things, so it could drown the people from Prim.
That's a really long stretch.
This is Exodus.
That's a long stretch.
This is Exodus, bro.
Moses
I
didn't
don't even think
blow
it's
anything
that
up.
long. Like,
But he did ask for fire.
I'm saying, Casey might be playing us. He might be putting a layer into this. Okay.
Pretty sure he's not. And that's coming from the conspiracy theorists in the group.
I've been. You have no idea how I've been since the last time we shot this. I've been trying to like defend myself. What else can I put in
I'm
there?
sure you can.
Like Atlas. No, there's no connection in Atlas with Canaan. Atlas is like, you know, in Greek mythology. There's no connection to that. Like I can't think of any. Like I can't. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna. What is that term? Grabbing straws.
Yeah.
Is that the
Grasping
word?
at straws.
Grasping at straws.
That's
what I'm-
exactly what you're doing.
Exactly what I'm doing.
The Atlas missile silo was hidden enough being underground and was designed to keep infected out. But if the boar discovers it, seeing where all these people are getting in, there'd be nowhere to hide after that.
Then we do everything we can to hold them off. Rough terrain, blowing up Union Pass, whatever it takes, this has to work. We're gonna make it.
Yeah, boy, I wish I had your confidence.
So Gloria is worried about the boar finding out about the Atlas, knowing Casey, we're alive, and our predictions. Okay, keep that in mind. Knowing Casey, knowing our predictions, and also we're alive.
Hang on.
Do you think boar will find Atlas?
Yes.
Yeah, very likely.
But I just had a
With
thought
almost no doubt.
that knowing Casey, what if he went into the next episode or one of the next episodes when she does find it, and Alex or someone comes out and says, "Let my people go."
Doing it. And I also said in Exodus there's a plague. Guess what the plague happened in Prim? The infected. That was the plague.
You know,
Let my people go.
It very like similar to Exodus. When I think about Gloria, it's like she's fitting to be Moses because Moses is terrible at speaking, being in front of the crowd. So Gloria is having trouble dealing with more people.
No, that would be Dot.
I was just gonna say Dot's the one who has trouble speaking.
Well, true.
Slowly finds her tongue.
Gloria is her staff is the sniper rifle.
About right.
Gloria's Aaron.
Yeah,
Yeah,
every time.
Gloria's Aaron.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess that's right. I would have thought
It's
Alex.
happening, people. It's happening. They're on board. Okay. Now Dad said,
said that.
she said when they're talking about what they do there, and she said work. That was so adorable when she said that. The one-liners and all the things she's saying. She said work. And then when they all left, they dispersed. Gloria started talking to. Is this that part when Gloria started talking to Alex? About that after the whole plan and things like that. Now we have the cutest moment in the whole episode.
Yeah.
With Alex and Dot.
We do have this, right?
Uh-huh.
After all we went through already to get here, our luck better hold out. Hey, I gotta keep watch. At least for a little while. But you can get some rest. I'll be fine. I'm used to riding on no sleep.
Dot.
Does get pretty chilly out here, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Hey, trying to share warmth?
Yeah. Cold?
Well, here. At least let me adjust against the rock. And move my body arm. There, okay. That's better. Kind of nice view from up here. Be even nicer if there weren't people down there trying to kill us.
This actually doesn't feel like forced. You know what I mean? Compared to the Nick.
Yeah, I agree.
This doesn't feel forced.
No.
It's just adorable.
Very
moment.
natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, their whole relationship has been very their pairing was obviously forced because of the game, but that was the most forced thing out of everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been such a nice smooth transition between the two of them.
Yeah.
And we also have the rough backstory, front end of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of them struggling in Waterworld, got through the desert, and then went to Atlas, and then we hear about Rhonda, and Dot was there. It was just it's not time wise, but because of the things that they've experienced, they go back. You know what I mean?
I think that's the thing. Is that Dot was there to experience all of Alex's worst trauma. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then you have this one chill moment with them two cuddling, you know what I mean, just chilling.
Yep.
And Alex said, "Let me just move my stuff."
let me reposition on this rock and let me remove my body armor.
Yeah, exactly. And then,
I kind of was hoping
Alex.
he'd even throw in the, the best way to share body heat is skin on skin.
No, but the funny thing is, the crazy thing is, that initiated.
She
You
did.
know what I mean?
She snuggled in there.
Yeah, because Alex sat down, and the next thing you know, well, I guess we're doing this. Okay, we're doing body heat.
He
Okay,
was
warming up.
He was trying so hard to be like a protector. He's like, I'm used to not sleeping, so you should get some rest.
Right.
And she's like, nah, you can rest too.
No, okay. So when he said that,
They're not resting.
No, when he said that, I'm used to this, and I said, bro, do you know who you're talking to? This is Dot. You said I'm used to this. Dot lived it.
Dude, that's literally like Michael saying, "It's okay. I'm used to being out in the wild to freaking Skittles."
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Bro,
That's true.
This is Dot. Okay, have you ever survived being a little kid in a town when nobody exists and it's just you with some infected, and then you got abducted and become slaves in Prim? No. I've done that. So don't give me that I'm used to this. Okay.
Tell you a little something about myself.
Right. No. Now Alex was worried about the other guys. Does he know Lisa died?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does?
Yeah, he kind of pieced it together when they announced the three to go to the arena.
That's right.
Like the whole gladiator arena
Like
thing.
Grant still
bonus
doesn't know,
round
though.
or whatever.
Huh?
Yeah, Grant still
Grant
doesn't
still
know.
doesn't know.
And Alex doesn't know that was
Grant's
Lisa's dad. Yeah. Yep. He
I
has no
wonder-
idea. And then we go to that classic, trope of movies and show that I'm sure Nick is fine, and then you transition to Nick, Nakoma, and Will.
Right.
Moment. Before we go there, anything that you guys want to mention about that latter part?
Grant reminds me of Glenn.
It does. He does remind me of Glenn for sure. Yeah.
I miss Glenn.
Yeah.
Nope. I want to talk about Nakoma. And
Okay. All right. Let's go to Nakoma, Nick, and Will in the plane.
What did I do? What do I do?
Stop that. Flip that back.
Oh, okay. Help him, Nakoma. Come on.
It's just turbulence. We're fine.
Are you sure? It doesn't feel like we're gonna be fine. My hands. This doesn't feel right, Nick. This doesn't feel right. Nakoma, can you lift your arms yet? Can you take over as pilot?
Not so much. Dart's still working.
Just fight it the best that you can. Will, just focus and breathe, okay? We can't lose Vera.
Remind me, Scout's honor. Zach's parents rode in a chopper, right? Not
Correct.
plane.
Yeah, chopper.
All right,
Correct.
they rode in a chopper. Okay.
Correct.
Now they're in a plane struggling while Nakoma is still numb. Oh my gosh, my favorite scene.
paralyzed.
Yes.
This is my favorite scene. I love every single part of this.
My favorite phrase is when she's like, "Don't make me shoot you with a dart and
Yes,
figure out
yes,
myself."
yes.
And then she pauses, and then you literally hear it in her voice,
When I'm able.
"When I'm able to."
No, because I can think of it. I know. All I can imagine is Nakoma looking at him, and then the other two looking at each other. and like,
What?
Yeah, they
when
just,
I'm able to.
I thought she was
They're
making
like,
some
really?
movement. She's like trying.
yeah. They're in the plane struggling while Nakoma's still numb. At first, though, when I listened to this, I thought that Nakoma could be pretending that she's numb so she can, sneak attack him or something like that. Because, you're always going to go in different possibilities. Don't ever follow what Casey's giving to you. You always doubt it. Always doubt it.
Nah, I don't know. Not in the first episode, though.
You never know.
Oh, yeah, it's Casey.
Yeah.
It's Casey.
You never know. Don't ever trust it. Okay. Now, Will's struggling more and hasn't had Stardust in a while. We can see that as soon as he started stuttering.
Right.
Because the big difference between the Will with Stardust is just the way he talks is so, so straightforward.
Right.
It's like the previous president. You can tell. Anyway, my favorite scene.
It's a pretty swanky jet back here. Were all the planes like this in the old days?
Nah, this one was private. Someone would have owned it before the outbreak.
Well, whose is it now? Some rich gambler. This isn't even the nicest jet I've seen fly in.
Westport doesn't have many planes. Where would the gambler even get the fuel?
Republic refineries.
How am I not surprised?
Nick asking where did they find fuel, and now we find some new information about the Republic. We started to get more information about the Republic. They talked about that they have refineries, and they also sell planes, unlike Westport. So they have planes in there, and they they have some rich people in there. It really
makes it seem like the Republic is actually a very large
corporation
thing.
almost. Yeah.
Like it's not like the quote unquote city of Newport or anything like that. Westport.
Yeah.
Why do I always say that? Literally always.
Yeah.
But
you're like Wakka. He calls it West Point.
West Point.
Yeah.
So like that's like a big city. Like that's like a really big city, but it's a city.
Yeah.
Prim,
it's a colony.
It's a big city.
Right.
But the Republic, it's like it seems like it's a network.
It's its own country almost now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Almost like it could
territory.
be like.
Well, all three of them are. Yeah.
But it seems like the size of it really, from sound, it makes it sound like it's way bigger.
Right. Oh, way bigger than Westport?
Especially when later on they mention, hey, there's this state in between these two, between the Republic and UA.
Yeah.
That makes it sound like the UA and the Republic are larger than an individual state.
Yeah.
And so
Westport
it
goes like interstate instead of just. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's not just one state. It's
not just one state. It's a territory of area.
Yeah.
That's especially because he said where it used to be Louisiana, and so state lines are no longer recognized. It's UA and Republic, and Westport's just this little corner of what used to be California.
Yeah, and that's the thing is it's like it seems like it's just the part of California, probably a much larger part than it was, but it doesn't go up to Dunbar even anymore. Like that's all separate. So we already know that there's a defined line of where they're not going up to. And then Prim, it's very Colosseum-esque. Like that's how I always picture it, is very like old school like Colosseum. Like it's just this like little circular area.
Right.
It's probably not exactly, but that's just how I picture that.
Well, the thing is
with
it has to
an
be
actual
bigger than
arena
that.
and stuff in the middle.
Because there's at least 3 arenas in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
And those arenas are pretty big.
Yeah. I actually think it's like 3 streets of Vegas Strip. You know what I mean? Like if you have 3 of those strips in Vegas, that's how I can picture it. That's how I picture it. Like that big. Like I don't think I don't think they're big enough that Westport and Republic will be like alarmed on what's happening there. I think they're like big enough where like they're not that big of a deal. They're small.
I think they're bigger.
It's like a city. That's it. It's like a city.
I think that I think the 3 arenas are probably Coliseum size or larger, like Coliseum-esque, but also larger than that, because it took them a while to get from one side, one area. I mean, there was a full river going through, some of them, and like they had to go for a while. Like they were concerned about how long for them to find a way across it. If it was like a Coliseum size or something like that, then they could see the other end of it. You couldn't see the other end of that arena.
Yeah.
So it was the arenas were probably like miles wide.
Yeah.
So you have 3 of those that are at at large. Then just the 3 arenas are probably we'll just say, even if they're just a mile wide, that's 3 to 4 miles right there.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
And I think that those are the majority of their property, or at least maybe half or something like that.
Yeah.
Because everyone comes in for that stuff.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm just saying it is probably because even Lisa and Vera had to climb.
Yeah.
So
there's mountains in there.
Look at Disney theme parks. Buildings. Every park is big because you can't see one into another, but it's just that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're not Orlando, but they're Disney. Does that make sense?
Right.
Yeah. They're still miles big though.
Right. I get it, but I'm talking about referring in comparison to Westport and Republic. I feel
Okay.
like Westport and Republic, especially Republic, is more like Orlando. Like this is the whole Orlando, and that's the whole Republic. And then when you go to Prim, it's just Disney World.
Well, how big is?
Yeah.
You can move on. I'm just gonna see how big Disney World is.
Okay, so we go to. Wait, I lost my spot. Okay. So they pretty much have no weapons. They have the darts with no blowgun and Mata pistol with no ammo. It's like other way around. You know what I mean? If only you can use the darts in the Mata pistol, which I can think that Will could figure it out.
Make something out of that.
You know what I mean? I actually think that that's what's gonna happen eventually because they don't.
I hope not.
You don't think so? You hope not?
No, because like I feel like it just has so much capability with it being a Mata pistol.
Yeah.
It's one of the first. I think it's like one of the first of its kind, if not the first.
Right. No, because the idea
And
of
so it
air
would be
pressure.
cool to. It would be kind of unfortunate to see him get rid of that before getting to see more use out of it.
Oh, I see
To
what you're
have to
saying.
Convert it.
Yeah.
For darts.
No.
Because like he would almost have to disassemble.
No,
I
I actually think that it's other way around. I think he will customize the darts instead of the pistol. So it's like the dart working
That
for
would
the
be
pistol.
better.
You know what I
I
mean?
would like that more.
Yeah, not the pistol working
would
for the
like
dart.
Pretty
Yeah.
better.
I think that's how I can picture that's happening because they're both air pressure. You know what I mean? Like the blow dart is air pressure, but the Mata pistol is air pressure too. So it probably would work the same way. I don't know. Now,
Hey, at least they got a fridge back here. Ooh, with some water. Here, Nakoma, drink something. It might help.
You're gonna have to hold the bottle.
Right. Here.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
thanks.
Here, why don't we make this easier? This one has a straw. Just put the bottle in your pocket and presto.
I feel ridiculous.
Well, good. You look it too.
Presto. What's that?
Some magician saying. I heard it once in an old movie.
Huh. Yeah, I'm still getting used to your slang.
Nick found a fridge with water, told
Yeah.
Nakoma to drink it, and she said, "You're gonna have to hold it." This is like so fun.
Yeah.
And because knowing who Nakoma is, like the very early episode of Descendant, like she could not be broken. You know what I mean? She's serious.
Yeah.
And now you're having this moment with her. It's fascinating. And whenever she says those lines, they're hilarious. Nick had a great idea to put a straw in the drink and place the bottle in her pocket and said presto. Right. And said presto. Fun fact. Okay. Fun fact. In the Philippines, we have a juice box or bag called Presto with a straw that comes with it. So
That's really cool.
I know it's actually the name is Presto or the brand or the company or something like that, but it's named Presto. Jay messaged me earlier before we shot our podcast and he said, "Hey, should we all have a juice box for Nakoma?" And I said, "Yes, we should." And then I'm gonna say my fun fact, it works out. You know what I mean?
All part of the plan. I just made up.
And me being selfish and egotistical, you know.
Yep. Sorry, what?
Casey probably looked up what is a juice box in the Philippines, and so it's Presto. I'm gonna use that for AJ's sake. No, he did not do that. Okay. Now, Will does not know what Presto mean and mentioned, "I'm still getting used to your slang." Question, and I send this to you guys. What would be some slang words that Will struggle to learn? Give me some slang, just one word that you think he will struggle to learn.
That we've heard in We're Alive? Or?
No, not existingly. Like existing.
So you are going to know this significantly more than me because y'all deal with youth, so you know all the...
Yeah, but Presto is like old school. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he just learned Presto.
Right.
So, to be honest, anything in like the past 10 years, he probably won't know any of them. Because
Yeah, I
Presto
don't know
is how
slang.
long ago? You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, you also have to think that a lot of the slang that they would be thinking of is going to be like early 2000s anyways.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
the stuff that's going to come out forward.
Right,
More
right.
than anything from the 2010s and stuff. That never happened for them.
Yeah.
The same way, at least.
My answer is Ratchet.
What?
You're such a ratchet. I'm like, you mean the tool ratchet? No. It's a
That's
good.
ratchet.
That's ratchet.
ratchet.
That's
Wait,
gonna be
what's
a
that mean?
struggle.
We have established that I am the old guy in the group, okay? I am totally understanding of that. What does ratchet mean?
I want you to Google it. Just Google it. It's nothing like sexual or bad. Just Google what it means. While we're trying to figure out, what do you think?
A word?
Yeah, a slang word.
It mostly just means like wretched.
More like a phrase rather than words. Like
Yeah.
you're rocking hard.
Low class, out of control, or exciting.
Exactly.
It can be used positively or negatively
trashy.
depending on the context.
Yeah,
But
Most people that I
confusing.
know use it for like trashy.
trashy. Like,
Well, yeah, low
It's-
class.
yeah, low class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's more
that's ratchet.
It's more commonly used as trashy.
It's mainly used for people, but sometimes you can use it for items. You know, like that. Your thing is ratchet. What a ratchet car. You know what I mean? This
Do you
car
know
is
where it
ratchet.
originated from?
What?
May have originated in Shreveport, Louisiana, which is nicknamed Ratchet City.
That kind of working out.
Maybe
That's
a
the plan.
Louisiana dialect
Ah.
form of the word wretched.
The family started
That's
it.
funny.
How about you, Ace? How about you, Ace?
Whoa,
Any-
wait a minute, that's actually wild.
I know.
Coming from Louisiana for
I know,
that.
Yeah.
I know,
Wait
right?
a second.
With
That's why
with
I said that.
With this episode too. This is not planned. I did not know
Oh,
that.
gosh.
How about you, Ace? Any slang words?
I don't know. Give me a minute, because I'm trying to think of like one that like would be more something that like Bert would say.
That's true. What Bert would say.
Like there's a lot of stuff that he says that took like Michael off guard.
Right. Yeah. Bert and Will talking to each other.
Yeah.
I feel bad for
Dude,
him.
oh
you know
my
what?
gosh! Do you understand the connection that those two would have?
Yeah, because
Like,
of
it would be so wholesome.
Yeah.
Because of Tommy.
because of Tommy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
because of
right.
Tommy.
It would be so wholesome, dude. It
Yeah.
would break my heart if
And-
anything happened after they met.
And Kelly, you know?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Didn't even
No,
think. I completely
feel
forgot
like
about
there would
Tommy.
be more distance between Kelly and him because of how well Kelly knew him. So she knew all of his ins and outs, as
True.
to where, like, Bert knew Tommy as like the smart kid.
Yeah.
Like that's how he knew him. And so he would see this guy and be like, "Oh, he's another smart kid." Like,
Right.
And so he would just he's another smart like little techie kid that just wants to help out. He really
Right.
wants to be the helpful guy. Da 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 da.
Completely
So I
forgot
think
about
it
Tommy.
I think it might hit
Hmm.
harder, ironically for Bert, but I could see it still.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for him to hopefully meet more characters, because I mean, Team B, they're all going back to Westport.
Yep. They're
Yeah.
riding the swan.
They are.
Yep. Fly the birds. Okay. You got a word yet? Just don't say Skibbity Ohio, because that's gonna make me mad.
Not the skibbity toilet Riz.
Riz, the Riz. This kid got Riz.
Yeah, I don't think they know Riz.
No, I don't think
No, they don't
no,
know.
not at all.
They don't know Riz.
I don't even
No,
think Nick
no,
knows.
No, none of them do.
God.
None of them do. Okay. All right. Now,
Since I honestly can't think of slang, like period. Like I just like the ones I can think of are like the few that I learned last year from a
because
coworker.
there's so many. Like,
I
what
want
was
someone
it?
to just say faux
Bird.
shizzle.
Oh, bird.
Yeah.
What's a bird?
Apparently, it's like what kids say in high school. Like they
Flip the
call,
bird?
No, like an attractive girl. They call it a bird. And
I've never heard that.
I think an unattractive. I can't remember what an unattractive one was or something like that. But it was like crow or something like that.
Ugly duckling.
Or penguin. I don't know. It was some weird thing. Like it because it was.
Wow, that's new.
Yeah, but yeah, he said the bird was what they call attractive women, and I'm like, what?
Interesting.
That's weird.
Actually, you know what? No, I have heard that. Because I have heard
I've heard like she's a 10. You know what I
grandparents
mean?
and stuff saying
I've heard
stuff
that.
like
She's
that.
a 10. Yeah.
Right, calling their significant others like the old bird and stuff like that, and it was never meant to be like a dismissive or anything like that. They would call a bird to like almost like their prize catch and stuff like that.
Yeah. Nope.
Never knew that.
No, I want someone to try saying faux shizzle to Will.
For shit.
Knowing Nick, what do you think Nick will teach Will? Since he's willing.
I don't know. He didn't really grow up in the black family. You know what I mean?
No, I think Nick will probably teach him a little bit. I think Nick will probably teach him some Riz.
He's gonna teach him something.
Yeah, I'll teach him something.
Yeah, he's part black, but he didn't grow up in a black family, you know.
You literally grew up with like the 2 whitest characters.
Yeah,
in the
That's
entire
true.
series.
No kidding.
Yeah, the only minority is Victor. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now when Nick asks how she learned all of that, the flying the plane, asking Nakoma, we find out that she used to fly a plane or chopper for the boar. We also find out that the frogs might be too far to get, and nobody knows where they are at.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll
It's
be
almost
too
like
far,
she keeps them at a safe house.
but they're definitely
It's far.
hidden.
No, it's far because she has to use a plane, so it's far.
Yeah, she had to fly to them.
Yeah, she
I mean,
doesn't
that
tell
doesn't-
no one.
That doesn't necessarily.
I mean,
mean
that could literally
Yeah,
just
yeah,
be
yeah.
like 50 miles.
Right, or that could be like she knows where it is, it's closer, but she has to use a plane to like distract them.
Yeah.
But it's like down the road or something.
I mean, because she was using the planes already.
Yeah.
So she could have just used it anytime she went out, kind of thing. But
I like that though.
It could
I like,
it could literally be like they're 50 miles away, like close enough to drive, but she's like, I've already got a plane, and
Right.
Right.
like, I'm on the clock, kind of thing.
Right.
yeah.
Oh, I like that. Now this triggered the whole Nakoma capturing them because the plane and things like that. So you have another argument between Nick and Nakoma.
Just look at it all. So many farms and buildings. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine.
Down there, bunch of dead cities. A few scattered pockets of people who managed to survive, but mostly skeletons of what it used to be.
Still, even then, what are these places like? I've read books about other locations, but never really seen anything outside of Prim. This is all new, very weird and kind of scary. Our time with the boar is over. There's no way she'd catch us now, right?
Not much of a chance.
Will contemplated about the cities and anxious to see outside the wall. Now I put myself in Will's shoes in here, like while looking at, because the plane is not really high enough, because he even mentioned that if there's a parachute in here, it wouldn't matter because it's not really high enough. So he could literally see the cities, abandoned cities, but he didn't know if it's abandoned because you're up there. But man, can you imagine though? He's like, you lived inside the walls, and now you can see outside the walls, and you can see all these cities.
He can see clearly now.
Like you can see everything. You know what I mean? So it's like putting yourself in his shoes. It's probably overwhelming.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's having withdrawal with drugs. So it's like everything is just big for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine either side of that. Like, especially like, just think about being stuck at almost like at your work complex, and that's all you've known your whole life.
Yeah.
Like, you get to see the stuff around you, but
Right.
that's all you see, and then suddenly you're flying over Vegas, and you're seeing everything on the way out. Like, are you kidding me? Like, that's such like right now, it's such a highly populated area. There's always stuff happening. There's millions of people going through your over time, that it's like, just thinking about that all empty, like, I can't imagine.
Speaking of empty, do you remember when COVID hit and there were pictures put online of like the Vegas Strip just dead, nobody there? And I was like, when that happened, I had just been to Vegas like months before, and I'm like, I was just there. Holy crap!
Yeah. It to be empty? That's
it was insane. Like the pictures, it was just desolate. There was nobody on the streets, and it's just like, whoa.
Yeah, it's probably eerie too. You know what I mean?
It was. It looked
Nobody's
abandoned.
here.
It literally just looks like a Walking Dead set.
Yes.
Like,
or we're alive.
Yeah. We're literally talking about Expected Apocalypse, and you go to a different show. Please forgive him, Casey.
Now he's leaving. He's leaving.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is we only made a podcast about one of them.
Will told them Will told them the truth about the difference between their plane and Vincent's plane, and that made Nick freak out.
Yeah.
because knowing that the other plane is bigger and it's faster and they probably have more gas to reach their destination and probably not gonna make it. So that made Nick freak out, which totally understandable. It makes sense. What is that slang? It's a valid crash out. It's a valid crash out.
Yeah. You ever heard of either?
I told you I don't know slang.
Crash out is like, especially when you're losing a game or someone is cheating and then you like just lose it. That's a crash out. You like
your mentality just down the toilet.
Yeah, that's when you start shooting things. Blah! This is a different podcast. Get out of here. I love you, Blah.
Nice interruption.
Will said they might end up in the Republic. When he said this, it got me so excited. Now, it's unfortunate that I might end up in Republic instead of Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm excited that happened. Like, we can finally see what's going on in the Republic.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like in my head, it's like, please land in Republic, because I want to know what's happening there.
See, I also want to know what's going on in the UA also, though.
I was
gonna say
there's so much.
There's so many.
I want so much more of like the world building. Like, I know there's so much we're not gonna get because it's about these guys' stories, but man, I would love to know more about the world, like everywhere. I'm a huge world building nerd. Like, when it comes to stories that I like, I'm like, I will look through their stories until I know things that don't make sense why I know them.
Right.
Like,
right.
Oh yeah, this person existed 400 years ago in this area and has no impact on the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
And like, that's the stuff that I just like knowing for no reason at all.
No, yeah, absolutely.
It makes me more
it's like
more obsessed with.
It's like in Marvel,
stories and everything.
Right? Like the early Marvel stories. Like, we didn't see a lot of what happened in Asgard, but we saw a lot more in Wakanda. I almost said Jamaica. In Wakanda, you know what I mean?
Wow.
There's not a lot. We didn't see a lot in Asgard, but we saw a lot in Wakanda. So it was great. Yep. Now, when Nick moved Nakoma noticed Nick is not all right.
You alright? I'm not that heavy.
I'll be fine. Just stay there.
You're not alright. Your arm's bleeding.
That I'm okay. Don't worry about it.
There's a first aid kit in the back of the cockpit.
Thanks.
Is it bad?
Just focus on flying. Alright, Will?
I'm focusing on you. When is bleeding like that not a big deal?
Is it from what happened in the stadium?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, okay? Let's just take care of this and then we'll swap out.
What happened in the stadium?
I didn't want to bring it up, but I have been a little worried.
Nick, what is he talking about? Nick!
It's nothing, okay?
Then let me see.
No, you don't need to.
What happened, Will? What do you know?
I can't say.
You gonna make me dart your ass and look myself? When I can?
I'm fine, obviously.
Then why would you try to hide it? Holy shit. You were bit.
And then they found out he was bit.
Right.
Dun dun
Dun,
dun.
dun.
So she found out because Will was already aware, and he's like, all right, well, here we are. Dude.
Yeah.
That kid's blind faith is insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, not just blind faith on Nick, but blind faith on Alvin. You know what I mean?
He said, hey, this kid's special.
Go follow
him and then take him to this person.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, what else was he gonna do? He's been controlled half his life, so when someone tells him what to do, he's probably gonna do it.
Yeah, but it's just like, that's such like a wild thing. Like, how could you even coherently accept something like that? Because that's just such an outlandish thing. You don't know anything outside of Prim. You barely know everything inside of Prim, maybe.
In my head, it's like,
you're being told to go into a red zone that you don't know much about, to go to this person you know almost nothing about, and with this person you just met 3 days ago. Like,
right. No, because in my head it's like he much rather be in a go with the people that he doesn't know and potentially might turn to someone to infected rather than stay in Prim and be slave for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, nope, I'll take my chances with these people that I met and seems nice, and who used to date the girl that I liked and dead now, than stay in Prim.
This part of the episode, I mean, outside from a viewer's, listener's point of view, I did like how Casey arranged this, because if you need a recap, it was all right there. It was really good setup. I mean, it wasn't direct, but I was like, oh, that did happen.
Yeah.
How Will kind of what's the word when you tweaked? I guess that's the tweaked in telling him what happened from why he met up with Nick.
Yeah.
Do you remember on the?
Yeah. Yeah, like a little summary.
Yeah,
like in Frozen 2 when Olaf gave them the Frozen 1 recap.
That scene was awesome.
Yeah, the whole summary.
The whole play.
There was a second one.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding. I haven't seen it, but I did know
four
that.
girls. Yes, they have a second one.
Real quick before we go on, because we're talking about him, I'm so excited to see Alvin come back.
Yes, because he got infected.
I cannot wait for the next time that everyone see him.
Yep.
Because the way that he kind of got set up for this, it almost reminds me and makes me think that he's gonna have like almost like a Randy position.
Oh,
I don't think he's.
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be that intense.
I don't think he's infected like we know infected. I think he's a lot more coherent than other infected.
Yeah, like Randy.
Yeah.
But Randy was pretty coherent.
Randy and Ink.
Yeah, in Ink. Yeah.
Super coherent.
I feel like
so it's like both of them going up a notch.
Alvin kind of reminds me of, I don't know if any of you seen the movie Independence Day, where the doctor got caught by the alien and used as a translator. That's what I think Alvin's gonna be. It's like because he kind
of so fascinating,
right? Oh my gosh, right? He knows the language and he knows the people, like humans' language. As the translator.
Because what did he say at his last line?
I can see now. I can feel you now.
I can feel you.
Yeah, it's like I can feel you, like, or is that you that I feel, or something like that.
Imagine his joy in that moment.
And you hear his voice like turn into like the undead like rasp and growl, like guttural growl almost.
Yeah.
Like you. Oh.
That's gonna be cool.
Now,
if it does go to that. Go ahead.
Now you go to Nekoma wants to see, because Will told them, we saw it. Alvin told me and things like that, and we saw it in the video. And Nekoma said, "What did you see?" And nobody's saying anything. Yeah. And he said, "Show me the bite," and he wouldn't show it. And she said, and like what Jay said earlier, she said, "You're gonna make me dart you and look myself when I can." And then this is when Will explained what happened and what Alvin said. But he said that Alvin told me to take him to the director because he knows he probably, or the director knows. I love that they're not using pronouns when they're referring to the director. They go with the director. You know what I mean? And
it's almost pissing me off because it's like
they haven't given away anything.
Right. Of what this person is. It could be someone we have never seen.
Yeah.
But because of the way they're saying it, it makes it seem like it's someone with some connection.
Right.
That somehow, like, it might be no one we know.
I still think it's Tanya.
That's my next question. Do you guys still think it's Tanya because of what Will said?
Yes.
It's becoming harder to say no to that. I'm still going to say no, but it's getting harder because of how much they're like, it's this person. Well, what can you tell me about this person? That it's this person. Yeah. You're not helping me.
I think the main reason I believe it is because he had made the statement about... like he was like, the director said that there are some people like this. So the one, they knew for a fact that some people were immune, and sent them probably towards the area to find Nick. And so if there is nobody else that we've experienced that's immune, I do believe that it's, and the fact that Michael was in contact with the director for so long, I think that, I think there's a lot of evidence that points towards it being Tanya.
I actually think for the first time that this is not Tanya.
Really?
Yeah. Why? I feel like being the director. Because I feel like being the director. I think her followers would know. If this is Tanya, I feel like the followers would know if she's immune.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's one thing I'll say to that. Is that now Alvin was saying that he knows that he has known of other people being immune, even though it's extraordinarily rare.
Yeah.
And as of now, like we've always thought, like maybe that there are other people immune somewhere, but we only know of 3 people so far.
Yeah.
Saul,
And
Tanya,
so-
and Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so like with that almost legendary grade freaking information coming out of left field from a random dude, that's my biggest thing. That's like maybe that it could be. That's the only thing really that's been holding me to it.
Yeah, my
That's
part,
let me not just shut it down.
my thing on that part though, why didn't Alvin said because the director's just like him?
Because
You know what I
what if
mean?
that's the director's secret?
No,
So
but
the director.
that's
Because
what
I mean that.
yeah, go ahead.
That's the same thing as why, like, does nobody else believe of immunity, and why does nobody look for the immunity signs? Like, even CJ doesn't look for immunity signs. They're just like, no, you're infected by, but all the tinks, they all show infected on those things.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, on the same kind of tests and stuff like that. They all show infected.
The QI test?
Right. No,
Not specific,
no.
like the earliest forms of
Right.
them, what that Tanya had made.
Okay.
They like she had infected levels
Yeah. I don't know.
or turning levels.
It's just
It
hard
wasn't
for me to grasp the idea that these are followers, like cultish, because they refer to as cultish, and not knowing if the director, if it is Tanya, not knowing if Tanya is immune or not. I feel like as a cult, if you build a cult around your people, that will be your holding ground for them and telling them that, hey, I'm immune. And at the same time, this cult people believe that the next evolution is the infected, and I don't think Tanya would think that.
Ooh. Okay, so that is a good point. If they believe that that's the next evolution, then somebody who's immune is unable to progress into the next evolution. And so, yeah, that's a really good point right there. I didn't think of that.
Yeah. That's just my holding back.
She could also be studying and trying to like learn how to create some kind of antibody and stuff like that, because we know that that's something she was interested in.
Yeah.
So it could almost be the same thing, but just not the way it sounds.
Right. I'm actually more leaning towards Zach, and this is gonna be a super bizarre. I'm leaning towards more that it's Zach, and he has infected Blaine with him.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So they went back and got him?
Crazy
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah.
No, I think it's
That
just
would be
Zach.
interesting.
Yeah. That's
I think
actually
just
and
Zach.
it's so not possible.
I think we're just hoping for that.
But I'd like
True,
to think
I
that's
do.
what happened. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Now, okay. So when Will said, or he's just lucky, right? And then Nick repeated that, lucky. And remember when Alex
Yeah.
said in the last part that he's lucky? I'm like,
Yep.
oh, okay. Well, I guess
caught
we're
that
following
too.
this.
I
Yeah.
caught that too.
Yeah.
Some crew this is. One paralyzed, one bitten, and one coming down from a lifetime high.
While flying a plane blindly into the night. Don't forget that.
Well, maybe not totally blind.
Why? You got something?
What I believe is their flight path.
Whoa, no shit. You know where they're going?
It's been fairly consistent since we started tracking them. There's been no major deviations. This path doesn't line up with any major airstrip in the Republic or the UA, as far as I can tell.
You sure?
Then where are they going?
I may be wrong, but I figure it's somewhere in here. There's an entire state between the UA and the Republic that's still in the red zone. It used to be called Louisiana.
That's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I know.
Why the hell would Vincent take her there?
So after Will drew the path and they found out that they're going to Louisiana, right? That's the
towards
flash path.
their
Yeah, flight
state.
path. No, it's in-
Louisiana.
yeah, Louisiana. That's where they're going. Yeah, that's where they're heading. Now I'm thinking though, in Louisiana, there's no family there. They're going to New Orleans. They want gumbo and Mardi Gras. That's why they're going there.
Why do you think the family's there?
Yeah,
They know good food.
Exactly.
Gosh, I want some jambalaya now.
So when they got there, I'm sorry. After that whole scene, do we have anything else after that?
Not with them.
Guess we're jumping now to the next plane.
Yeah, we jump to the next plane.
Yeah,
which is a very short scene.
Which is short, but super good.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Vincent, why? I trusted you.
Still should, Vera. I'm doing this for you.
For me? Where the hell are you taking me?
Home. I'm taking you home. To your real family.
We had a whole season of talking.
There's only really one thing in that entire scene that makes any difference.
No, but it's super good.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It makes the entire thing.
Because now we know where the family is.
Right.
And completely 110, 200% confirm that Vincent is part of the family.
Yep. And I think that confirms what Wakka said in the recap is that's what he's doing. Is taking her back to the family.
Yeah.
There was a lot of...
We were pretty sure on that part.
Right.
Yeah.
We did get some things right for once. So
no, because I had a little bit conversation with Wakka about this. It's hard for me to grasp the idea that it was Oliver who made the order to grab Vera, knowing that Mara, Ruth, and Dean were in Westport. Like, why?
And I don't think that Oliver is the one that put the grab for her.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I really don't think that. Like, it could happen, cool, but I really don't think so.
I don't think that's the case.
Or
I feel like it would have happened a way long time ago.
What's the possibility though that Oliver left Blackburn and now this is like the real Blackburn trying to get Vera
to fill in the role?
No. To use it against Oliver. Like Oliver and Blackburn are in bad terms, right?
I don't know. So I try to struggle because he says your real family, which implies her dad.
No, it implies the Blackburn, not just his dad. Like family.
It implies the family. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that it specifically is talking
about her father.
Means
Okay.
him. Yeah, I think it means who they are.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Your
that's
real
my
family.
thought, because that's the only thing that makes sense in my head. Of course, Casey will, if he said nope, you're wrong, and then he was gonna explain, it's like, yeah, that makes more sense than my thought. But in my head, all I can think of is Oliver's in bad terms with Blackburn. Oliver knew that the Blackburn's gonna take Vera, so he sent Mara, Ruth, and Dean, which is part of his whole group of just Oliver's group, not part of Blackburn, to make sure Vera's safe and and CJ. But now Blackburn family sent Vincent or something, or there's an order to grab Vera. Now I don't know if that's his original plan. I think he found out that, oh, that's Vera. I know that plan, or I know that that order, so I'm gonna take her.
But I doubt that.
I don't. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I doubt that because according to Mira, Ruth, and Dean, no one knows about Vera's existence.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, nobody knows that.
Yeah, so that's why I assume it was just a coincidence. During that conversation with Pegs and Ruth, she was telling Pegs that if anyone from the families were to find out that Oliver had a daughter, they may use her against Oliver, because she said that all the families are not in good terms, but they are keeping in order due to the rules that they follow.
Well, you kind of just answered my question. They don't know that they know of.
I think that Vincent knows. I don't know how he would know, but I feel like he definitely knows. And I still want to believe that he's a good guy, though. I still want to believe he's
I don't think he
genuinely trying
is.
to help Vera.
Yeah, I think so too.
I really want to believe that he genuinely wants to help Vera.
I'm leaning towards that he's a good guy.
I'm saying he's a bad guy. Wakka?
call it.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm saying he's a bad guy.
Right,
Pretty much.
2 on 2. We'll see who's right.
Let's ask Casey. Casey, is he a good guy? Answer it right now. Put it in the comment section. We want to know. Answer it. Is he a good guy?
His answer: flip a coin.
Roll D20.
Roll the dice. Roll a D20, baby.
Let's go. But yeah, dude, that scene was so short, but it's so sweet. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was really nice. And Oliver, sorry. Vincent didn't know that he's being followed, right?
Nope.
Because he still think that Nick was still at the airport.
Yeah.
Or so he didn't know that they're being followed. So
a lot to look forward to in next week's episode.
Absolutely.
I can't wait.
I think we're gonna go to the team B and team and
find out what happened to Riley.
Yeah, team B, and then also with Pegs.
Yeah.
Peg's team. I think we're gonna go there.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah, because we didn't really touch on that at all in this episode.
Yep. Yeah.
With Dean, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Dean and Pegs.
Yep. Dean, Pegs, and Ruth.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So I think I could be wrong, but you know, Casey might be like, nope, you're gonna find out now.
Ruth didn't go.
Yeah, Ruth didn't go. It's just Dean and Pegs.
Yeah, just Dean and Pegs.
Yeah, because Ruth helped get them out.
Yeah. Yep. You're right. Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
Do you have anything else before I
Nope.
say this closing thing?
Nope.
About the title. The title of this episode is Coming Home, right? I love that the title encompasses multiple layers of this episode. We know it's Vera coming home, right? That's that's the most obvious thing. Also, the
Team
slave
B coming home.
Was that?
Team B coming home.
Right. So yeah, we know Vera's coming home. Also, the slaves escaping and going to Atlas, which is their new home, right? So coming home to that. But it's also Vincent going home with Vera. Then you have a Will leaving home, going to where the new home is, because he said while talking to Nick and Nicoma, he said the time with the boar is over. And also, you know, Team B coming home. So it's like it encompasses that's just the title coming home encompasses that whole
Alex
episode.
is kind of going home too.
I was just gonna say Alex is kind of hitting the home plate there.
Oh yeah. And then dude, I just got it. Oh my gosh, that was so slow.
That was good.
I just got it because I was gonna go with Dot. You know, found home with Alex, and then you guys said that's. Oh gosh, you're right. That's a home run right there.
Yep.
Reach the home plate. That's good. That was really good.
That was good.
Oh man. What an episode. Do you guys have anything else that you want to add before we end?
Just glad it finally started back.
Yeah, we're excited.
I know.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Thank you, Casey, for all your support and giving us permission to do this. We highly appreciate it. And to you watching this episode, thank you so much for listening and watching. We are so glad that you're part of this, and thank you. And we'll see you guys.
Wait, what's that
next week?
This is his exit music.
All right.
Okay, I can rock with this.
I got that.
I got
that.
Yeah.
Watch the white boy. Watch the white boy.
See you guys. Bye.
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 You miss it, Jay?
What? Bye, son.